Hi everyone, and welcome to Lab Time small seminar. First of all, it's a very happy day today, or 2 days ago, because there was something announced. First of all, Ableton 11.3 came out, and then we got a brand new synth in Ableton that I'm going to show today. But also, if you see over here, there's a little new thing comes up, and it says push. So if I click that, right now it's not highlighted, and it won't be today because it says connect push with live to simultaneously transfer and manage your files. And any push in standalone mode and on the same time Wi-Fi connect network is shown below. And what does that mean is this little guy. Yes, push 3 has arrived. So it's going to be really exciting, very expensive though, because it can now do some stuff that I have dreamed of doing for a long time. Actually, it's a standalone mode, so you don't need Ableton anymore. You can just write music on that machine. Ableton is on that machine. So you can just, and it's battery powered, you can take it outside and just have headphones in. You can plug a guitar in, you can plug a MIDI keyboard in, and it's still like a computer. And it's polyphonic expressive. So that means it's like a Rolly keyboard with MPE, fully integrated, and a lot of other stuff. So, but I don't own one yet because I'm in line to get one. I think there's a big business out there to get one. Everybody wants one right now. And it just got released yesterday or the other day. But it's not the push we're gonna show because I can't. When it comes, I will definitely show what it can do. But in the meantime, we got the new synth called Drift. And if I go into instruments, you can see there's a drift here. If I put it in here, this is how it looks. And there's no hidden files in this. This is what you get. So it's actually pretty simple. And people was like, well, don't we have like analog or some other synths? Yeah, but this is actually even more simple, but more powerful. And why, I can show you. Right now, out of the box, this is the vanilla setting. So it's just doing this. But if I change oscillator 2 to assign, so it's completely different, this little knob is what makes the difference. So if I set this to 0, it will sound like this. Nothing out of ordinary, just what it would sound. But if I gradually put up drift, try and listen. And if I take the filter down, can you hear the little, it drifts out of phase, drift out of pitch, and it drifts out of the filter. So it makes it very much organic. It feels alive. So a very rich sound. That's the main goal with this, is to have a rich sound. Okay? Of course, 72% is probably too much. So out of the box, if I double click it, it will say 7.2. It's where they say it will still sound like an analog gear, but it still drifts. So we have different sections in here. We have the oscillator section. We have 2 oscillators and a noise generator. Then we have a filter section, an envelope section, and a modulation section. And then we have the different modes like polyphonic, monophonic, stereo, and unison. And they do stuff that a normal, let's say, a mono won't do. So right now, let's have this on 0, so it's 2 oscillators that's the same. It would sound like this, but then if I turn this on, just get fat and really greasy. And that's because there's actually 4 oscillators underneath it will activate. Just out of the box, it just sounds nice. And if you go to stereo, try and listen what happens. Just spreads it a lot more. So that's cool. And then of course we got unison. But it's like what you would expect a unison to do. And then lastly we have just the volume and transpose and all that stuff over here. So nothing too complicated. We have 2 different filters. We have a 12 dB cut and a 24. So you can see if I pull this back, the cutoff would be steeper at number 2 than, so it's just a 24 to 12 decibel cut. Let's put that full up. Then in the oscillator 1 section, you can click here and we can set this to sine wave, triangle, something something. It's kind of like a shark fin. And then another bumpy oscillators thing, saw wave, and then just a square wave with a pulse. But the cool thing is that it has built in different styles, like the shaper. It could be a wave shaper or something. It depends on which. Let's stop the number 2 here, and just down here we have an oscilloscope, and we can actually see what's happening to that sound. It's pretty. And over here, that's prepared for push 3. So down here you can actually set pressure, slide to the shape. So on the push 3, on these squares, I can actually push, like scoop that, and it will open up the shape by polyphonic expression. So I can do that with multiple gestures differently on each tone. So that's prepared for push 3. So we can also set this to, let's say, the number 2 here, and then make the envelope 2 do the work with the shape, and then say 100%, and it will shape that for 2. Sorry, down here. Take the number 2 and slide it. It would say something like this and down, and then set envelope 2 here and 100%. Then this would do like this and goes gradually back. And let's set the release some slower, and this slower, and then let's try and just open up the 2 synths. It sounds really great, in my opinion. And then have like a sub oscillator underneath. Turn that on with -1. So I had some great potential to make some great sounds in here. And the shape would be different depending on the waveform. So this is different. Let's take this off. It's a slide. Oh. And you can have that on like the LFO as well. And let's make it faster. It's 100%. And then amount, we can actually turn the amount down here. Sounds pretty cool. It's a cool sounding thing. And up here, this is another thing that we can do is we can actually have this in hertz, milliseconds, or sync to the BPM, but then you have 1-to-1, and that's because you can FM it as well. So we can actually have this sine wave going to FM the pitch of it, so it would be like a normal FM. Let's have it on 3, and then you can shape it here, and we can do that with the LFO as well. I have some reverb on. That's pretty cool as well. And then we have a noise generator, so we can like actually, you can see down here in the waveform that I will, and we can set this one to go downwards. Have it really low. Take the noise off. See, it drifts in and out. We can also take the FM out and then put FM on the filter. And we can have this going to envelope 2 and plus. Go down to this. So we'll open up the filter and make this the 24. And then drift it. Put unison on. Open up the filter. So down here, we also, let's just take a new drift. Just the standard. So we can also do this down here, and that's actually making this be a LFO as well. So it's a continuous what could you say? It's a continuous envelope, so looping envelope. And then we can go into, say, envelope 2 with the filter, open up for it, and turn this down. And then we can tilt it. So it's pretty cool. And of course also here, if you don't want to use an LFO, we could go in here and say linear NFO envelope, sorry. So now this, actually the LFO would be an envelope. So you can actually have multiple envelopes or multiple LFOs. So there's a lot of hidden ones as well. We can make this, now this is FM, we can make the modulate the pitch. and then tilt it. There we go. And you can write it, like say, I want it to be 5. Then we'll fit. Have this in envelope, or the opposite. Then the ratio. Yeah. So this is actually drift. Is there any questions? No? It's a little mean machine. But the cool thing is that everything is on here is what you get. There's nothing hidden. Besides, they're not hidden, but they change stuff. So you can have multiple of more stuff. Oh, sorry. There's also modulation down here. So the mod, you can set envelope 2 should do gain for oscillator. So it's kind of a mod matrix. You have 3 different ones you can do and the percentage of that. So, yeah. Cool. No questions? Well, that's mainly drift. And I think it's a cool machine. And happy sound design out there. See you next time. Bye.